Happy Friday, Brian Manning with your weekly update. First of all, I want to wish everybody very happy Labor Day weekend. I cannot believe it's Labor Day already. When I first moved to Colorado, I met this old timer, and he says to me, "You know what's going to happen every year? Summer's going to fly by, and you're going to say, next thing you know, it's Labor Day weekend. What the hell did I do all summer?" That's what I think every year. I can't believe it's Labor Day weekend already. I hope everybody has an amazing holiday weekend. I'll be available all weekend, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Call me. I'll be around. Let's get to the updates. So let's go back to last week. So I'm going to go to Friday, and end of last week, because we had Federal Reserve wrapping up their Jackson Hole Symposium. At the end of the symposium, you have the Fed president that speaks. So Jerome Powell spoke, and for the first time in a while, he came out and his tone was that the labor market is not as strong. So labor market's relatively weak, and he really paved the way for a rate cut coming up here in September. So I will not be surprised if we see a rate cut in September. I don't think we're going to see a catch-up rate cut, meaning like 50 basis points or more, but my anticipation is that we'll see a 0.25% or 25 basis point rate cut here in September. All eyes will be on that. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Tuesday this week, we get some feedback from Case-Shiller. So Case-Shiller looks at home appreciation across the country. This is for the month of June. They showed the home appreciation on a year-over-year basis was up 1.9%. So yes, it slowed, but across the country, it's still in a positive number. Then Thursday this week, we're looking at employment. So circling back to what Jerome Powell said, all eyes have been on employment, especially considering the potential weakness in the labor market. And we got initial jobless claims. So initial jobless claims, this is up 5,000. This is to a number of 229,000. But then we look at continuing claims. So continuing claims are people that are filing for unemployment claims on a continual weekly basis. And it does change on a state-by-state basis. I believe on average you can get about 26 weeks of unemployment. So continuing claims have been hovering right around 1.95 million. The interesting kind of data point to look at and pay attention to is continuing claims haven't really risen all that much. But if you have these people that went through and expired out their 26 weeks of unemployment, what happens to them? And it's kind of estimated right now there's about 900,000 people that went through continuing claims, are no longer eligible for unemployment, and now are just unemployed. So it just doesn't seem like the labor market is really as strong as some people think it would be. Then today we get PCE. So PCE stands for the Personal Consumption Expenditure. This is the Federal Reserve's favorite gauge of inflation. We get a headline number, we get a core number. So the headline number was up 0.2%. The core number was up 0.3%. So the core number moved up to a rate of 2.9%. What's interesting, if we look at this, is that the biggest culprit for inflation was going to be portfolio management. So if you have a financial planner and your portfolio had $500,000 in it and they charge you a 2% fee, well, a year ago that $500,000 you would have paid a $10,000 fee to your financial planner. Now, because stock market is at all-time highs, now say your portfolio goes from 500K balance to 600K balance, the 2% fee that's being charged now is $12,000 instead of $10,000. What's interesting is that's not really inflationary. Inflationary would really mean if your financial planner charged you a rate of 2% a year ago and now they're charging you a rate of whatever 3%, that would be inflation in the fees they're charging. So we've talked about this in the past. There's just a lot of difficulties in these reports and the accuracy of them, because when you strip out items like portfolio management and we just really look at what the true cost of goods are, we're not seeing the same level of inflation that these reports are kicking off. It is what it is. We've been talking about this for a while. I'm around all weekend. If you have any questions, let me know. Realtors, we have a brand new luncheon coming up. It's called Winning with Objections. Our first one is next week, South Denver, Angelo's Taverna. We'd love to have you there. It's going to be next week on Thursday. Make sure you RSVP. The emails are in here. And if you haven't seen it already, save the date. Fall Fiesta, 11th annual, coming up Thursday, November 13th. It's going to take place at Roots Music Project in Boulder. We have some incredible special musical guests, open bar, all you can eat tacos. It's going to be an amazing time. Make sure you RSVP. We're already halfway towards selling out. We'd love to see everybody there. We have limited capacity. If you're going to make it, please make sure to RSVP. Happy Friday. Hope you have a great day.